It will be in the picture just fine.
I'm saying, just one more because I'm saying, oh God.
Oh.
For reasons. They were anchors in the neighborhood. They were close to children could walk to school. They didn't want children
Trying to provide that community like you were
Right.
talking about.
and now we have
3, 2, and 1.
I'm State Representative Ingrid Burnett and former Kansas City, Missouri Public School District School Board member. I've also worked in the Catholic schools in Kansas City as a teacher and an administrator. I would like to talk today about the community relations in Kansas City in relation to the relationship we have with our school district. When I was on the school board, I chaired the Community and Governmental Relations Committee and had an opportunity then to learn about the relationship that the school district has with the community, and I think we have some things that we really need to work on. In the Catholic schools, one of the things that gave us a great deal of support was the fact that we had a community, also the worship community, the parish, that made it their mission to support the school district, or to support the school. They were there to make sure that that school would not fail and that the students would have the resources that they need in order to be successful. You also see that in some of our high-performing school districts, Lee Summit and Blue Springs, for example. They have an incredible amount of community support, people who are there. The community backs their school district because it's important to them and it's important to their community. You see that in some of our charters. You see that in some of our charter school models. The charter schools that are successful have a community that's there to support them and make sure that they are successful. I don't see that in our overall community for the Kansas City Public School District. I feel that our public school district has been fractured in a number of different ways, and if this summit could bring about some healing and bring the community back to a place where it once was, where it had strong support for its public school district, I would consider this summit to be a success.
Hey y'all, my name is Vanessa Ramirez. I am here today to talk about, on behalf of the topic of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and just simply how to make our schools more of a welcoming place and setting for our students and both of our families. So first off, I wanted to kind of just go overall into diversity, equity, and inclusion. I think that's a word today in our society and in our world of education that is highly emphasized, but not often taken not a lot of power into, or not a lot of actual action into. So what does diversity, equity, and inclusion actually mean within our schools, right? Oftentimes people relate that to the amount of teachers of color that you have, the amount of teachers from marginalized communities that you have, the amount of administration or whoever is in the building that children look up to, that they can see themselves and represented in, right? And yes, to an extent, that is what it is. And I can speak on behalf of growing up and not having my first Latinx teacher until late high school. And I think that, to me, was very problematic But not only is it who is represented in the classroom, but just cultural awareness as well. I think it's a very important topic to sit down and have everyone at the table, but also have everyone understand where each person is coming from, our walks of life, our different views, our different perspectives. And I think that's something that always lacks when we talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's not just setting a cap on how many teachers of color we're gonna have in the building or how many teachers of color we're gonna have in the classroom, but it's making people understand the thoroughness and the importance of where we simply come from.
Integrated first program.
Is that all right? Rich right here for community relations.
Yeah.
And I will, they will be on my
It's like Harmony, I get to walk through.
If I can remember my name.
Every time.
What's
I
that?
said if I can remember my name.
Race funds. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? I'm sure there are organizations that aren't there organizations that, are you taking my picture?
I'm going. So we'll remember. So we'll remember this.
Watch what you say. But I mean, I know there are organizations that sponsor. There's a Jewish organization that does it. There's a
Sponsors new families.
Christian organization, yeah, that bring in sponsors
Sure.
and they set them up.
Sure.
So it'd be great to access a meeting and do a survey.
What are the questions that come up for
Yeah.
families as they are anticipating?
Yeah.
And then a lot of those are going to be nonprofits too. So it'll be a good thing for them to know about us in that respect, and then they can pass the word out.
This is his business. He's so, you know, so good with that. Okay.
Students and the parents. And
Yeah.
That's lovely.
What district is Broman?
Olathe.
Olathe, okay.
So that's how, but I think I did not attend. So I think I still struggle. What's the structure? How the school works? How do these grades, these periods, first period or block days and
I think that's confusing for all parents.
It's for all parents.
Unless you actually do it. Because I'm going to tell you, as a substitute teacher, I'll go in there and I'll go A, B, D, day. Okay, what's the schedule? I have to specifically say, what is the schedule?
Okay.
And
Dr. Basila back for a long time. Okay. Sorry, Omar, sorry. All right, well, Jeff had originally at the first meeting talked about providing resources for those who attend, not only the summit, but also for all these individuals who are working so hard. If we can make their job easier by giving them resources, and we can certainly do that. This entity that we've created, yeah. Okay. Anything else? You all good with that?
I think the biggest thing is we want people to walk away with answers and resources, because our training as educators looks different depending on what content areas we teach, or if we're an administrator, or there's a lot of like philosophy in education, and the mental health piece is slowly being integrated into our traditional and non-traditional educational settings, and let's continue to find ways to bridge those gaps and just be allies for each other and our kids and our communities.
Okay. Okay, curriculum transformation.
So we transformed it so much that we did not talk about the goals. Or any, no. We, so I think what we did, it really, that what we acted upon was really the base of what it means curriculum transformation. And we spent a lot of time trying to define, are we adding things to a curriculum that already exists and it's already marginalizing students? Or are we really doing transformation? What does it mean? So that's what we feel like is curriculum transformation is hard to measure, just per se. Because we can measure little sections that we add into curriculums that they're going towards, that we use the word assimilation a lot. So are we measuring how well our students assimilate? Is that what we want in this kind of, or do we want to be really transformative? And then how do we measure that? So our strength, I think, is that we have a diverse population that is increasing in our schools. That's a great opportunity, is an opportunity and it's in a strength, right? Our weaknesses is a lack of representation of minoritized voices, stories, perspectives in the curriculum, in the teacher course, in administration, in every place of the educational system. Lack of a student critical consciousness and thinking, which are two different things. We do not allow our kiddos, and we talk about mainly those from we call it minoritized groups, those kids who are not academically success in schools. We don't allow them to be critical thinkers or to have a critical conscience. We just want them to really assimilate to the system.
Idea, we'll see if that can happen, but that may help us move quickly the day of. So, any last thoughts before we leave? Well, let me thank you all for being here, taking away from your Saturday, your friends, your family, whatever activities you had, all the work that you were supposed to accomplish that didn't. This is of such value, what you're doing. I can't even tell you how excited people are getting for this summit on every level, from teachers to departments of education to legislators. You know, we just filmed a House of Representatives, and she is just thrilled with what we're going to be able to accomplish. So thank you so much for taking time out. And I will let you know when our next meeting is. Doesn't seem like there's a given day where we can all reconvene, but we'll do the best that we can. And thank you again for everything, and I'll see you soon. All right.
Okay.
Yay. Thank you so much. All right, Omar, can I go ahead and talk to you later?
We're Hawaii bound, right? That's where we're going.
Got everybody here.